the community, the region, that it is not as if the record label or myself with my artist Adamba have enough, or we've eaten and it's left over that we are sharing. No, it is sacrifice that we're doing. And we've realized that over time, rich people, sorry to say, everybody with his own mind, rich people who have the opportunity to also help society keep on doing the other way, or using it for other things. That is what they want to do. But it will help us all. If you have little and you share with community, it will help us go a long way. So whatever that we're doing, and again, I need to put this on record. A lot of people are thinking that one way or the other, I have intention to run for a political position. I want to use your platform to let people know that.
Oh, but why don't you let? Okay, but why don't you let them think? I mean, you don't know what the future holds. So let people who always think. So let people think. Are we not? I mean, on earth to think.
Sure. But this is not my intention, though,
anyway.
And I don't intend doing so because I don't want people to think that it is only when you have ambition to become that or that you need to support your community or society.
Okay.
So I want to dispel that notion so that whoever has any little of support to give, you can give. The Paga Senior High School is one of the schools that we want government as a matter of agency to bring its attention. Not only Paga Senior, the whole region has a whole lot of issues to deal with.
All right,
but
thank you.
As I tell you, we need government support. So
all right.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. And please make time and get your breakfast. It's 8:29. Okay, so that was Mr. Abura. He is the managing director of the Caxton Records. The record label has constructed a volleyball court for the Paga SHS, which they intend to hand over to the school, but they will do so by bringing in a lot of volleyball players from schools in that area so that they go to see the school. It's a day school, actually, and they intend to do more for the school. I'm happy to hear that, and I'm also looking forward to a day where more individuals will develop an interest in the area of sports to construct more volleyball courts or football pitches and likes for our schools. So this morning we are talking farming, and when we talk farming concerns you, it concerns me. All of us eat, and when farmers are worried, you should be worried. Now, the farming season is beginning across many parts of Ghana. I don't want to say all parts of Ghana, but across many parts of Ghana. Farmers in the Upper East region particularly are very concerned about there not being a clear roadmap as to what government is going to do in the area of subsidy of fertilizer and also in the area of seeds. Last season, a lot of farmers complained about there not being markets for their produce. And as we speak, a lot of people still have stock of produce from last year in warehouses, in their homes, in their storage facilities and all of that. If these farmers decide not to farm this year, we'll be in trouble because what they have will not suffice, will not be able to have enough for next season. They will have to still farm because they care about you and I, maybe in moderation this time. But if they will have to do, their monies are locked up in rooms, and so they should know what government is doing. We are asking all the questions this morning on this show, A1 Radio 101.1 FM. So wherever you might be doing the listening from, we say thank you once again, and we entreat you to stay with us as we come your way with the conversation around the peasant farmers here in the Upper East region and matters arising.
When I talk, say I go buy my machine. See me today, I dey climb mountain. My fans say, shut up while they climb it. Them say I be bombastic. Them they call me Mr. Fantastic. Them say I be romantic. In a dance hall, I be gigantic. Yeah, happy. Osala, 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 to Malaganda. Osala, 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 to my panza. Osala, 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 to Malaganda. Osala, 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 osala. See me today. And the movies and cool. No, them style and flow like blue. Copy the bad and get to youth go feed them. With a talk about them, the talk to pay. Me get wiser, think I'm stupid. This not my business, I don't come to play. I'm a get competition, she a make me. And I'm a shut up while in baby. Burn a boy and shut up, give them ready. When I kill you, we kill them, man, I have to Osala, 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 to Malaganda. Osala, 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 to my panza. Osala, 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 to Malaganda. Osala, 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 osala. You know me today when I start fighting. When I talk, say I go buy my machine. See me today, I dey climb mountain. My fans say, shut up while they climb it. They say I be bombastic. Want see me in a casket. Right now, me living fantastic. Plenty talking in the food basket. See me today. And the movies and cool. Follow me and them style and flow like you. See Dorito, see Pome and Yellow. See Kamini bean, the bullshit be. No more bayan, cabbage medi. Yasti Muana Bona. Me, I will go good and I was sorry to Daddy, me blame. Daddy, you any other never no cura. I appreciate all the things that we did together. The memories will be with me forever. You with the problem, yeah, you so that. Back and and so that some I can do now. I am yo, some I can. Some I can do, and I'm a some I can do. Nama, some I can do now. I am some I can do. Some I can do, and I'm a some I can do. Tell me why.
All right, so we are furthering the conversation around the uncertainty that peasant farmers or farmers in general are faced with as the farming season begins across many parts of Ghana. All right, so we'll go on the phone line right away to speak with the managing director, the chief executive officer, beg your pardon, of Ekuafo Nketewa, Dr. Charles Inyaba. This is their area and they understand better what the current happenings are. Good morning to you, Doc, and thank you very much for time this morning. I'm fine, thank you, sir. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing well by the grace.
All right. The farming season has begun, and farmers are preparing to till their lands. Yes, last season wasn't as they expected, but definitely they will still have to go into the farming season. As a person in this area, what information have you been picking? Are you aware of the challenges farmers are faced with in the area of fertilizer and also inputs? If you are aware, what are some of the things you know of?
Well, let me first of all say good morning to the listeners.
and then to say Aiku to all farmers in the Upper East region and my colleagues who are listening to us this morning. I'm not only aware of the development, but I'm also a farmer myself. That's all you need to know. So as we speak, I'm in Upper East. The day before yesterday, I was in Bongo to access the station. The same day, I was in Bolga. Yesterday, I was in the Kayoro. Today, I'm going to Yaba, that is Northeast. Yaba in Fumbisi. Tomorrow next, I'm going to Fusiga, Tempani, and Zeble to assess what is going on in Upper East. Now, before I came down, I've been speaking to our other farmers in Bono and Bono East region, Walter region, Oti, and Eastern region, because all these are networks of farmers that we've been dealing with. And to be very honest with you, the situation on the ground is not too good for many farmers. And it's not only about the increase in cost of production, but the fact that many people produced last year, most of the cereals, and their warehouses and stores are still full up. They don't know what to do with it. Last week when I was in the Yarba and Fumbisi, you see that previous years, around this time, you see tractors coming from a Jura and everywhere, and they are plowing everywhere. I went there incessantly. You travel for more than 2 kilometers to see only one tractor plowing. So I have to do further investigation by going to their houses to find out what is happening this year. Majority of farmers say that, look, it's a season for plowing. But their warehouses are so full with paddy rice, they can't sell. When they even engage the service of the tractor service providers, they can't pay them for those services. But they still give assurance that farming is their main job. There's nothing they can do. So if they're able to get assistance somewhere, to engage the service of the tractor operators, they will plow. So that is the situation on the field. The picture is not too good. When you take maize, for instance, majority of maize farmers, I was compelled to actually start loading maize to poultry farmers in Doma, so that anytime they get money to pay, because most warehouses are full with maize, nobody is buying. Apart from the price, today you go to many places, Umbisi, Yaba, Tasman, and Kana, Sisala East, and 100 kg of maize is going between 220 Ghana cedis to 230 Ghana cedis. Something that was selling between 600 and 700 Ghana cedis. And it's not the case that farmers bought the inputs to produce this maize at a lower cost. They still bought them at a higher price as they used to buy. Cost of tractor services still start rocketing. Okay, labor is even increasing. These days, if you are not fortunate and then you go and do farm that demand the hands of people to go and do either weeding, plowing, spraying, sowing, you may not even get people. So the few that you get, they will charge you very high. So that is the situation. So the farmers, many farmers now have to engage their family members to help with the labor to do that. So if a farmer who was expecting to sell at 600 to break even or to make some small margin, and the same farmer now selling at 230 cedis, you can imagine the losses that that farmer has made. So that is the situation of the farmers across the country. And this picture I'm giving you is not only rice and maize. The same happened to those who are doing soybeans. The same happened to those who are doing cocoa. The same happened to those who are doing yam. I can say yam is still relatively better, but it's still lower. So the situation is not too good for farmers.
For farmers. So the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, through its Minister Eric Opoku, has said that government plans to introduce an import quota policy aimed at boosting local rice production and reducing reliance on imports. Have we in the past done enough? Because it looks like even now in our local homes, that traditional homes where you would expect that they'll be cooking local rice, everybody is cooking polished or imported rice. As a country, have we even kept in the right policies and structures such that farm produce are being consumed by the citizens? We import so much, and I think that is actually one of the reasons why we are having these foods stuck in the warehouses.
Yeah, so I think that proposal is something we welcome. We earlier on had engaged them, and then we proposed similar intervention to them, and they failed. We are saying that we do admit that for now, what we are producing and supplying to the market is not enough to meet the needs of Ghanaian consumers in terms of rice. Because whilst our consumption is around 1.7 million metric tons, we are still doing a little below 1 million metric tons. So it means there's a gap of around 56 million metric tons to fill up, even if all the local rice is bought. But that gap creates opportunity for investors to take advantage. Look, if you take last 3 years, last 4 years, rice farming became so attractive that when you go to the valleys, there's a lot of businesses coming up. I can count a number of people from Accra, some politicians who actually engage in rice farming. There's this saying of one of our own who told people that he never knew that there was so much money in rice farming and he wasted his time in politics. You see, so that was what was happening. That passion and euphoria that we were experiencing is gone down. Most of those who actually came in, they produced last year and have their right to sell in the country. Those people will not farm this year. But for we, the farmers, that's what I mean, we have no option than to farm, except that we have to reduce the sizes of our farms. Okay? So if governments should come out with this policy and they ensure that it is implemented to the latest, it is something that is going to create a lot of opportunity for many people and increase incomes of farmers, create jobs for rural people. Okay? But my concern is how to do it and the political commitment to do it. I just hope that what the minister said is not going to be one of those political statements. I say that because it's all I don't believe that they can do it. They can do it. But because of past happening, sometimes we, the farmers, we get afraid and we find difficulties in believing when statements are like that are made. You know, last year, the president, His Excellency, gave a directive that all schools should buy local produce under the school feeding program. Okay?
Yeah.
Within the same period, less than a month, a school baser was caught in the Greater Accra, that's big one. Another one was caught in this school in Northern Region. They went to the warehouses and it was all filled up with imported rice. Okay, so it means that directive was not taken, and that was coming from His Excellency. So if people can violate directives of His Excellency, giving direction that they should do this, how can I be sure that when they ask importers that take certain quotas from the local rice producers before you import this, they will abide by it? Okay, so that is our fear. But if that is done, I think it will go a long way to address the challenges we are currently facing.
How can our local authorities, extension officers, agri officers, how can they assist our farmers in the absence of these subsidies?
In terms of providing technical support or assist what
Yes, in terms of providing technical support.
Yeah, you know,
and information.
Sometimes we do policy that pushes the sector, and then we come out with a counter policy that takes the sector back. Ministry of District Department of Agriculture used to be on the Ministry of Food and Agri. And then because of the decentralization, the District Department of Agri has removed local government service. My discussions with most of the districts is that the agri directors don't even have budget to work with. They go to the DCs and agri is not prioritized. The more money that comes, they will prioritize to give it to education, to give it to health and leave agri sector. So when you go to most of the districts across the country, not only Upper East, agri directors they can't do anything. Sometimes when you talk to them, they try to deny. But that is the reality. Even fuel to move their cars to go and monitor is not there. Extension officers are not giving any support to go and monitor the performance of farmers. And we keep saying that we want to move agri to modernize agri. How can you modernize agri when the people who are the agent of modernization are ignored? So most of our districts are actually, our extension officers are fulfilled. They cannot. Some of them use their own motorbike because of passing. I can count a number of extension officers. I spoke to them. They use the small money from their own salary to go run and support farmers. We haven't empowered them enough. But if you actually want to move agri to the next level, we need to start with our district department of agriculture. Look, go to most of the districts and see the kind of furniture the directors are using. Go to there and see their offices. You pity them. And I keep telling them that if they even ask me to sit there and have to double my pay 10 times, I won't sit there. It's sacrificial work they are doing. Okay? So it's a serious challenge, and I think you, the media, you need to actually join the campaign for them to move the district department of agri back to the Ministry of Food and Agri. Because they can't take us and go and add to other areas, and then they keep ignoring us. Money that comes is supposed to go to them, it doesn't reach them. That's where we find ourselves.
All right. So we've talked about how graduates who are unemployed can take advantage of the agri sector. I mean, a lot of times we see people idling or searching for jobs desperately because they've not found one with the government. And the advice, I mean, you hear people give, especially those who have tasted some good money from farming is lucrative, go into it. Is it still lucrative? Do we still advise young people to go into it?
We do, but sometimes when this question comes up, I'm a bit guilty because I have a facility with a Mastercard Foundation to actually enroll young women and young men to produce rice and soya beans. Last year, this year, those farmers have produced so much. The soya bean is lying there. Their rice is lying there. They cannot sell. Most of them started without anything. They took money from their parents. They went into produce. Now they can't sell. So if you have another graduate who is going in and they contact these people, what do you think will be their advice? And those same people, do you think they will have the interest to go and scale up their production? These are the challenges. And I keep saying that, look, farmers, we are not begging government. We are not born at the days that we keep talking, oh, we want you to give us subsidy, we want you to give us. We are just saying create the enabling environment for us to sell. Once there's a good market, we will find our own ways of getting money to produce. So the sector is highly lucrative. There are other success stories that I'm aware of, some few young graduates who went, and they're making it big. They didn't have other people working under them, and they're paying them. The salary they're taking, if they want to convert their income into salary, is far higher than their colleagues who are engaged in formal sector or office work. You get it? So that space is still there for more young graduates to go into farming. But I think we need government to create the enabling environment. We are not saying that government should come and give us things for free. Just create the enabling environment, block the smuggling of some of the competitive commodities through the illegal borders. For instance, if you come to Upper East, go to areas like Sankati area, go to places like Boko, go to Upper West, around Liu areas. They are smuggling this rice from those areas to Ghana. And because the rice come in without taxes, the prices are lower. And it's part of the reason why the local farmers are not able to produce. So to me, I think there's opportunity for us to grow the sector, but we need the government to create the enabling environment so that the youth will see the sector as attractive and wanting to continue.
My final question, the season is here. People still have, the season is here. What should you do? Wait and get market for it or still go out there and farm?
Yeah, so for that one, it's a serious challenge. But what I always say, I did a course in agri economy. They always have a Kabwe theory. They have a theory called Kabwe theory. That theory is such that if you look at the farming season, you go to a particular season, there is glut, prices come so low, farmers are discouraged from going into produce. And because many farmers refuse to go into produce, the following year, you see that supply will be far, far lower than demand. So once supply is lower than demand, simple demand and supply theory, prices will go up. At that time, farmers don't have enough stock to take advantage of increasing prices. So what I tell those who said they can't farm, I do acknowledge the challenges, because if you have maize, you can't sell. You have rice, you can't sell. Even if you want to farm, where will you get the resources to go and farm? But the farming is our way. And in business, there are good times and bad times. I will encourage them, they shouldn't give up. I'm very confident that come 2027, supply is likely to be higher than, to be lower than demand. In that case, prices will go up. And if government actually mean their own policy that they are going to implement to ensure that there's market for local producers, it will be good. So I will encourage them, if they can, I will encourage them that to go back and farm. Because me, myself, that's what I'm doing. As we speak, I'm on my way to Yalba. I'm going to engage the other stakeholders to see how we'll continue with our field this year. And that is me. Maybe I have the chance of getting loans somewhere. But ordinary young person who is so depend on the parents, what do they do? Okay. So I encourage all farmers who have the capacity to farm, they should go in. This year is just a challenging moment. I'm sure next year things will get better. But if you don't do it, that is your business. If you are not, we don't depend on government salary. So if you don't do it, what will be doing the whole year? And next year, when prices increase, you won't have opportunity to produce and then take advantage of increasing prices at that moment. So it's better for us to continue and hoping that next year things will be better.
Very well. Thank you so much, Doc, for your time this morning.
You're welcome.
All right. So that was the Chief Executive Officer of Equiafor in Kitswa, Dr. Charles Yaba, who joined us on the phone line to help us appreciate the challenges of farmers. And you know, this issue is a very dicey one, and you might not understand it if you've not engaged in farming before. The stress of a farmer is one that you can't even begin to describe. They go through a lot, waking up early, getting to the farm, making sure that things are done right, getting labor. Sometimes it's so difficult, fertilizer running around. Sometimes by this time they've started buying fertilizer and all that. And if at the end of all this you don't get the market, or even if you get the market, you don't get the price that you desire, that can make you break even. It saddens the hearts of many people, and that actually is a demotivating factor for young people that want to go into farming. So we empathize with farmers dearly. And I am excited this morning because I'm in studio with my father. This man has mentored and actually trained a lot of people, and I'm one of those people. I served in his community before, and he was awesome. Like, he was always there to support us when there was the need. And he's also a very passionate farmer, encouraging more people to go into farmer. I don't know if he is also thinking like Doc is thinking. Doc said he's confused now whether to advise them to go into farming or not. But we'll find out from my father very soon. So we have in studio Reverend John Akaribo, and he is the district chairman of the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana. He's here with me, and we're going straight on to start with our conversation. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
And thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Morning to various listeners. Half of Radio Iwa.
What led you into farming, or you were born into it?
Actually, I was born into farming. I was born into farming.
Okay, and there are a lot of people that were born into farming, but at a point in time they stopped farming. What has kept you going?
I think as a farmer's child, I've been imbibed into farming, and it has become part of my passion. That farming is something I can never do away with. So I'm totally have passion for farming and livestock, really.
So when you look at 20 years, 30 years ago and now, what's the difference? Has there been a vast difference, or we are still practicing some of the traditional old systems of farming?
20 years ago, when you look at those years that you have mentioned, will let us talk on the environment itself. The climate change has changed a lot of things, and our system of farming have also changed a lot. And that change, though I can say there are negatives and positives. But 20 years ago, we were producing, not using so much chemicals as we do today. 20 years ago, we were much into what we call agroeconomy, ecology farming than we are doing today. 20 years ago, farmers were practicing with organic manure than the chemical fertilizer. So a lot have gone in. Even though the positives are there, the negatives are also there.
You know, and this is actually now going to set the tone for the conversation proper. I asked because farmers are complaining more now because they spend more in farming than they used to do. In the past, it was Narambeto and the rest.
Yeah.
You gather it, and when it's time for farming, you go.
This organic thing you are talking about, the manure, composting, all those things, they were heavily practiced in those years. But today, nobody practices those things again. People will tell that, oh, well, I don't have cows in my house. I will tell people that even though I don't have a cow in my house, I've got a cow down over there. The cow down, I don't have to go and buy it. But even with our little ruminants, our small ruminants, in those years, we confine them. We are not confining them for the sake of maybe they were lost or people will steal them. But you confine them because you also get a benefit of their residues. But today, you see that small ruminants, they are scattered everywhere. When you are riding through even a city in the night, on the roads, you see cattle and then, the small ruminants scattered all over. Nobody takes care of them. These are part of our mentality and the way we perceived about modern technology. That has brought us this way. Today we are now suffering. When they first introduced fertilizer to our soil, that was the early 70s, when fertilizer was first introduced. If you apply 2 bags to an acre, the yields you will get, you cannot imagine. But little do we know that as time goes on, the value of that fertilizer, chemical fertilizer into that soil will depreciate. Today, go and apply, when you apply 5 bags to an acre, you don't add other substances like sulfate of ammonia and other things, urea, to supplement it or top dress it out, we say, you will not get anything. Our soils have become so depleted that those things, you have to dose it properly with those chemical fertilizers. And that has got a consequent effect on the food that we are consuming. So it has got effect right from our soil to our own human beings, to our consumption, to our nutritional values. Everything has gone a different way altogether. So I think that we need to revisit this thing, and I've been advocating for organic farming instead of using chemical fertilizers. And when you look at even what we now have, the lazy chemical that they have introduced to us, that condemn and other chemicals, there will be a time you'll be searching for an earthworm that we used to catch in our young days. We used to use earthworm to fish. There will be a time you will search the whole of this area. You will not get even a single earthworm. A common earthworm, you won't get it. And those earthworms are the people that help our land, nutrients our land for us. But today, we are killing all of them. Frogs are no more enough. We have killed all of them. So all these things, biodiversity, we have thrown everything away. And I think it's part of ourselves. I have to blame ourselves too, because most of farmers, we feel we are so lazy.
Have we gone so far, or can we sit down as a people to rethink and probably restructure and put in the right policies in place to curb us further depleting our soils and further increasing the cost of farming. You'd realize that even the animals you talked about, now people let their animals go free range because even feeding it is expensive. Now they've introduced so many forms of feeding chemicals that you can give to the animals, molasses and the rest. They have salts that they leak.
Yeah.
They have the lake. They have so many things, and all this is expensive. Our animals used to graze. They go out, graze at night, they come, we lock them and all that. So are we not realizing that 10, 15, 20 years to come, things will get worse than they are today?
We don't even need to wait for 10, 20 years. We have realized it. But the question now is, how do we correct it? Let's see Dr. Miller here, who has introduced grass, charcoal, and other things. Ask me, how many people are going to it? Nobody's interested. When you talk about agroecology, nobody's interested. We have got people, so many people have come out with science, no tilling, no what, nobody's interested. You talk about manure, first reach, of course, they'll begin to question you how many bags of manure you need to apply to a field, and the header that goes through. So it is not something we should wait for 20 years. It is something that maybe we are just eager that come what can be. All for ourselves, God for us all. I think this is the way people think. Our mentality that will give us that way.
Are we not feeling the impacts of all this? Is it not getting
We
to
are
us?
feeling it, and even when you ask of our women who are preparing our food, they feel it more than what we are feeling. Go to the market and then go and buy the maize, come and prepare your t-shirt, and then keep the t-shirt and say, oh, maybe this t-shirt can keep for 2 or 3 days. You will surprise that the whole t-shirt will turn into something else. Go and buy your vegetables in the market and send it to a fridge and say, oh, let me keep this thing for about 2 or 3 days. You see the end result of it. All will get rotten. Go and then get the rice that we are eating. We have not even realized that we are taking 10 years, 20 years rice. No American rice, no China rice, no Japan, Vietnam rice will enter in this country, which is less than 2 years in store. They are all old rice that we are taking. You're surprised that when you go and see some of the police rice, you put your hand inside, it's full of powder. You ask yourself, where from that powder?
And weevils.
Where from those things? So they have made a conscientious effort by their government to understand that when they produce, government buys everything. Government must up all surplus. Farmers continue to produce. And the government also take care of those things to create their own cereal banks. It's not all the dollars that they are giving to us. They equally give us those cereals that we are taking from them. It's only their cereal banks. And if today there's let me just say there's a world tsunami. If there's a world tsunami, Americans can survive for the next 25 years without farming. If there's no rain at all, they can survive for the next 25 years. Ghana can survive for 2 years.
Is government not capacitated enough to buy produce from farmers, or government doesn't just see the need?
My daughter, government is more, he has got the more capacity. More capacity. But what I have realized is that we are very good in the blueprints. When it comes with a document, a very nice document. Look, let me take it back a little back. I told you that I've been in the farming, I've gone into farming. Why did Kwame Nkrumah created a Ghana Food Distribution Corporation? Why did he create it? He created Ghana Food Distribution Corporation because he wanted to stock food. He was learning from the ancient days when Pharaoh had to give power to Joseph. When he had his dream, his bad dream, about the 7 lean cows and the 7 fat cows. I've seen a Bible here, that's why I'm going to say. And the 7 lean cows swallowed up the fat cows. And Joseph said, look, this your dream is telling you that you get bumper harvest for 7 years and you get a lean harvest. Maybe not at all, but another 7 years you suffer. That brought about the creation of the silos in Egypt. Kwame Nkrumah learned all those things. Why can't we create those things? If we have dissolved them, we came out, all the governments of this country, they are the same. They are like pepper. They are like salt. When you taste pepper, you have you feel it. When you taste salt, you feel it. It's the same thing like all governments. What I'm saying is that they came out with a buffer stock company. What was their duty? They were to buy farmers' things and stock there. When you create that thing, then you say, oh, we are going to store about 1 million tons of maize, 1 million tons of cereals. Did you make a budget for it to buy? Or you didn't make budget for it? It was after that we get to know some people where they were supposed to buy cereals from farmers. They didn't buy, and then they rather squandered the money. Our greediness is causing us. The government has got good plans. When you read through, even today, the draft, I'm sorry I didn't bring it. When you read through the draft, Feed Ghana program draft, policy draft that they have come out with, you said there are good things that are mentioned inside there. But how will they implement them? It's implementation. We hear what we talk about, a government is going to create mechanization centers, or what do you call them? AMSEC. We are happy that they are creating these centers. As we see today, I wish one of the directors of Agric were to be here. How many centers have been created here? I was told there are about 5 centers that have created, all to the service of farmers. Our director for Kuyafom Kitwa, and who was a former CEO of Prison Farmers Association, has cleared it all. We should not rely on government. Let us do our own as farmers, because it's our passion that we are doing it. Let us do our own, our bit, how we can be able to cultivate, how can we be able to feed our people in this country. And whatever comes from the way of the government, we'll take it to. But they have forgotten that Agric. No, we have got
if you want to ignore government, it will be a bit difficult because farmers are faced with several challenges.
Yes.
The issue of inputs, the high cost of inputs,
yes,
fertilizer,
yes,
even our road networks, storage facilities,
water systems.
I mean, so you can't, government is a key stakeholder, and we have to go hand in hand. Government has to provide a lot of these things for farmers to be able to also produce to feed the people. So we have to hold them accountable.
This is what I'm saying, that we cannot wholly rely on them.
Okay.
As Dr. Yaba has made it clear, we cannot wholly rely on them. If we were to rely on them,
we'll stop farming.
This will stop farming. And this country cannot be in the way we are now. Look, when you are talking about dollarization, the dollar is up, the dollar is down, what, fuel price, other things, and we are talking, and then the whole country is very calm. Do you know why? Because when you go to the bulk market there, a lonka of rice is very cheap. They can get very cheap. They can get maize cheap. They have access to food. Therefore, they are not worried. If we were to be going to Burkina Faso to be buying millet, as we used to do, there was some time our people have to foot from here, Burkina Faso, to go and buy millet. Our people have to walk from here to Po to go and buy millet. So if today we are now food sufficient, and we are sitting now, and government says this, and it's not doing it, should we still rely on government? We don't even want the fertilizer. Me, I'm working for it. Even when they say they're bringing fertilizer at all, when have we ever had fertilizer at the right time? I'm a farmer myself. When do we ever have fertilizer at the right time? Before the fertilizer even arrive, maybe they are in the crops have already grown, and we need fertilizer again.
So what usually causes this? Is it that they do not know the farming season and when fertilizers should be applied?
They know it.
They don't know the timing for the application.
They know the period. They know when it's supposed to come. But as I've been saying, the people have failed to realize that you don't attach agriculture to politics too much. And our Greek people who supposed to know the thing do have the power. The Greek directors here will make out his plans, all right, but if the thing doesn't come, what can you do? What are you going to say? Nothing. So we are saying that if government really means to support for this country to grow, we should rethink and should reset agriculture. And the resetting aspect of agriculture should be to, decouple Ministry of Agric from local government. Agric should be agric. Local government should be local government. They should not be together. They should never be together. If they say decentralization, yes, you have decentralized agric, it's agric. But everything is done in their region. When at the end of the month, they say district assemblies, I don't know getting their funding from the national coffers, consolidated fund. They all people from consolidated fund. Yeah, decentralize it and let them also get their share from the consolidated fund to do their functions. Why should one align them with local government? So today, when you go and ask them, they will fold their arms. They say, we haven't.
No.
Even someone will be bold to tell them, as for this one there, I beg, go and see the district chief executive. Where it is beyond, you say, go and see the regional minister. You can understand the dynamics of all these things. So government should understand that in every country to grow, there are 3 pillars that helps a country to grow. And we cannot ignore health. We cannot ignore education. We cannot ignore agriculture. These things together brings about growth of every country. The stability of every country lies on these things. If people are crying, the economy is not growing, the economy is this, and the farmer at the end of the day, your citizens get to feed themselves. I don't think their ears will listen to those things. They don't listen to those things. So I think concentration must be on what we need to do. Whatever they put on the ground, let's implement it very well. The previous government came with 1 village, 1 dam, one village, one district, 1 factory. And then they create all these warehouses. What has happened to those implementation? I think I've been here on several occasions to talk about this 1 village, 1 dam. Since 3-4 years ago, I've been talking about those things.
I was asking them yesterday if the dams still exist.
Oh, if they exist at all, I think we only need to call on this government to go back and then they should rework on them. But with the dams that we visit, normally most of these things, they are sound like, they just went, I don't know how to describe them. But when they do one rain falls, water can rush in and stick there. You see that there's water. But come October, everything is dissipated. But they are not actually dams that they were done. So I think government need to do it. And another issue, like what I'm saying about government policies and then the way we implement them. Implementation is always a challenge. You hear about the President Trump about this, Akoko and Kitten. You have to say, when you go to any of their Greek offices, you have to say, they are on it. But this thing there, you need to apply. You need to go here. You need to go here. Why should all this happen?
So they have certain preferred people or people that are aligned to the party they give to, or they just...
Well, if they align the party, they're also farmers. We are not bothered. Let us only know that, yes, they have come.
But having have you not seen any farmer in the region or heard any farmer in the region say they've received some?
I haven't seen some yet.
Okay.
And I've heard it yet. But they said they were moving in batches.
Okay.
They were in the Bronx-Harper region or so, or other areas. And they're yet to come to our side. But if they have come, I haven't headache.
But have you applied for some? Because you're also into that, or you don't really?
I mean, the process is not easy. Because I went and I was asking for my farmers, not for me personally.
Okay.
As for me personally, I have my own livestock that I keep.
Okay.
I don't rely on government. You know, what I keep self, I cannot even keep them. I need to expose some of them, especially the ruminant, because the feed is very difficult.
Yeah, that's actually a very delicate topic, and I don't know why we have gotten here. In fact, I didn't even know that we have people that sell the what do you call it? Feed for these animals, and I didn't know they were that expensive. The corn,
very,
for 350 for chaff,
and orange things, they are very expensive.
Beans,
they're buying this, the beans, chaff, everything. They are very expensive, and they are not even preferable things that we need.
Okay.
Because when you take the beans chaff, for example, the chemical that they dosed.
Okay.
You know, copy, we dose it with chemicals. So those chaff when you're giving to your animals, you are not safe. You are not safe. All the feed we are buying, they are not safe. But what can we do? What can we do?
But as a peasant farmers leader, I think that there should be a thorough discussion in that area. I don't know what is leading to the high cost of these feeds. Because for the maize chaff, that's about 400 now. 350,
yes,
400.
It's 400 now.
400.
Yeah.
Then I hear the beans is 150 thereabout.
Beans is also 150 thereabout. Beans chaff.
What is causing it? Is it storage? Is it that when the harvest season comes and they go to buy, they buy it at an expensive price? I'm really struggling to understand why it's so expensive. Because it's even more expensive than maize, a bag of maize.
Yeah. Don't forget that once human being population is growing, our livestock sector is also increasing. When you compare some years back, per household ownership of this livestock, it has increased. Almost every house have a cow. Almost every house have one or two ruminants. And then we don't have because of the nature of our rainfall, it doesn't get to the right season where we can get those things to buy. And then number two, when you look at our production areas, the dams. Now, normally when they used to produce a lot, but when we take here, for example, today, they are producing on one canal. That's the left side canal is working. The right-hand side canal is still under repairs. So you can imagine those hundreds of acres that used to produce who have had enough rice, chaff or the grass. After we trash the rice, we have had enough, but they haven't produced. So you can see that we also lost those parts. And storage, we don't have the capacity in our various homes. I think this is what I think Agric is more necessary to technical to advise how we can be able to build our feed storages. It's very important. But when it comes to harvesting of groundnut, you ask yourself, where does the groundnut vines go? They rot over there, and we set fire, we burn them. If we were to have proper training on how to store them, I don't think these things will happen. But those beans that you are seeing, they are not even from here. They import those beans chaff somewhere. They are not from this place. Some import them from Burkina Faso, some import them from northern region and other outside the countryside. They are not from this side.
I see.
That's why they are very expensive. When you look at the rice, husk, those things too. The powdered rice they say it's locked up in the warehouses.
Yes.
How do we get it?
I was telling someone, I said, they've not bought the rice. How would you?
How do they meal them to do it? So these are a lot of
farmers are really going through a lot.
We are going through a lot. We are going through a lot.
I think farmers are strong people because when they see rain, they get energized and ready.
Yes.
I know you've been engaging with a lot of farmers.
Yes.
What is the general feeling of farmers? How are they enthusiastic about this farming season?
They are, but sometimes they have some doubts. As I've mentioned about the climate change, some doubt. Like the last 2 rains that we had, it was enough for us to sow or do it, but nothing is happening. A lot are also still in, sometimes we engage in our funerals more than our season. This season, this month, which we call it Sing Song, means that by now we're supposed to be weeding, our first weeding under our crops. But there's a certain bed that go, the cattle egret. No, it's not cattle egret. There's some bed that go, we call it a lily. Before a lily, you see a lily crossing at this season. It means we are already on our first weeding of our crops. And then they will return in October. When they return in October, they will come, but then the beans are almost dried. And they will now look at the beans and they say, oh, the human beings they saw when they were passing, toiling on their farms, and now almost all of them are dead. And the carcass, the bones are now lying on their farms. So this is the time we're supposed to sow long ago. But we are not sure about the rain. One thing that when you put your latest seed on the ground, and then for about
climate change,
it doesn't. Climate change, the rain doesn't come again. It means all those crops that you have sown will wither off. That's another aspect. And number 2, we need to always prepare ourselves. So I think at this time, I think we should always invite meteorological department to give farmers a little brief about the weather. They can give us a 3-month weather pattern. They will know how we can, farmers will get to know how, oh, when I do it this time, this crop can withstand the weather for about 2 weeks. This well can stand this for this. Then we can be able to plant proper. So I think Metro Department...
As an association, do you have any form of collaboration with them, such that when this time reaches every year, you are able to call on them to sort of come and do a general presentation to your members?
I think we have that collaboration. It's why we didn't invite them. We haven't been able to organize a meeting for that sort. Why? Because our association, when you invite a meeting of those sort, you know it. Everybody expecting that at the end of the day, they'll get some pure water. Where is your pure water for them? That has been our challenge.
But if you have a general platform, you can get the information and put it there.
So definitely, as the seasons come, from here, I'm yet even to go to them, and then they'll give us what is happening. And then probably,
and with your experience with them over the years, how accurate has their predictions been for you?
Yes, I can say they're always about 60%. 60%.
Okay.
Because I've been pulling their things for some time. And 60%.
60 is more like 50-50.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what we'll say. Because they will say we are going to get experience heavy rains. And you rather get heavy storms instead of the rain. So their prediction is correct. So what can you say? These are some of the things that we think we have been doing. But I think we need to collaborate more on them. And then you, as a media, if you also give us support. Because sometimes there are certain information you want to put out there. But you don't have the means to come here. How do you put it out there? But I'm happy that Radio 81, you have been doing good with our Greek sector. You have helped us so much. And I think we also appreciate it.
All right. So listeners, you are still live on A1 Radio 101.1 FM. We are in the raining season here in the Upper East region, and this is our farming season. When it rains, you see people picking their holes here and there, calling on tractors and all of that. Farmers are uncertain if government has any plans of subsidizing their fertilizers and other farming inputs for them. They are still in a limbo, waiting to hear from government. But as farmers, their duty is to farm. They are passionate about it. They love it. Even if they didn't buy last year, this year they will farm. They might not just farm in the quantities they did last year, but they will still farm. They are faced with numerous challenges: mechanization, poor road networks, farm inputs being sold at high prices. They are faced with non-availability of market, fertilizer usage, improper fertilizer usage. A lot of them are even pressed with knowledge. They don't have the requisites